Hey there everybody, it's Jenny and I am here to share how I set up my Christmas themed traveler's notebook. I am for part of it using a 1407 kit, and it includes this grumpy bear insert, this printed vellum, a little sheet of stickers, a little charm that I'm going to put on the spine, and a paper clip and some die cuts. I'm also going to be using that little dashboard for receipts. I'm going to put it around the outside of that insert so I can put all of the store receipts in there. Obviously, the ones from online orders and stuff would be too big to go in there, but I figured this would be a handy way. Now I'm putting all 5 other inserts that I normally keep in my traveler's notebook behind that Christmas themed insert that's going to keep me all organized for Christmas. I just know it. So you can see that I'm sliding the dashboard around that insert, and then I'm going to take that printed vellum and wrap it around the outside of that dashboard. Now this is really super cute, and I love the little grumpy bear and the Christmas accents. The vellum is a little bit too wide. I suppose maybe it was sized for like a pocket wide insert. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't really matter anyway. So I've trimmed the excess off, and there's still a teeny tiny bit of overhang, but it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure my insert, which is kind of foreshadowing for when I screw this up. Yes, I told you I do this every time so that I don't screw it up. But this time I did not take into account the extra width that I needed. So boo-hoo. Anyway, if I didn't already mention it, this is my pocket size number 2 Foxy Fix, and these are the pattern papers that I'm planning on using. This first one is this red and black buffalo plaid, and I love it. I'm not part of the buffalo plaid craze per se, because I've been into it for the last couple of years, really in a subtle way, which is kind of how I do things anyway. I don't go overboard, and I don't mean that negatively because I know it sounds like, oh my god, overboard. I just mean like I don't go all in on something because I like to incorporate so many different things with it as well. So now I'm using this red sheet of paper that also has the little white boughs of holly, or not necessarily that, but little pine tree sprigs or something like that. And then it also has the red and white, or black and white, I'm sorry, buffalo check as well. I think these patterns are going to go together really well. The scale is different, and then the orientation is also different. So I think that's super, super cool. I'm loving how those look together, which is too bad since I'm not actually going to end up using those. Anyway, I'm also going to trim up a sheet of fancy pants paper. I love the little houses. I think they're so, so, so cute. And then on the inside is just a black and white Swiss dot pattern, which I think not only is adorable, but also really complements these as well. Do you see that? I just think they all go together so nicely, and I only wish I'd been able to use these all together. Now you can see right here that when I put that on there, it is just too short. I did not cut these wide enough. I only cut them 7 inches, and I probably should have done 7 1/4, which is unfortunate. So I'm measuring this one and kind of trying to figure out how much more do I need. Now I'm going to slip this one on as well to see how much I need beyond the 7 inches. So I normally cut them 7 1/4. However, today, for some reason, I had a complete blip and I cut them 7 inches. However, I also found a couple of sheets in my stash. So the red and black checkered buffalo check, and then the plaid, which has mostly black and white, but then a little bit of red as well. These are both by, I believe, Carta Bella. I'm going to do my very best to link you up to all these products in the description below, except for the Grumpy Bear kit, which is long sold out. There we go, much better now. So the red and black is still great. I don't really even have any bad towards that, except for the fact that the white and black, I really, really loved the flip side of that, and I wanted to use that piece of paper so much. And so I am pretty bummed about that because I did not have a second one of those, so I had to make it work. Now I'm flipping forward a little bit and placing that other red and black one around an insert, and now I'm going to go ahead and trim up the other piece of paper. And so you can see right there it's more of a plaid than a buffalo check, And like I said, I loved the flip side of the other one. So this one, it's okay. It's got mittens and Christmas colors and stuff, and so that's okay. It's just not the original theme and not the way that I wanted to decorate it. Now I also am going to, in a little bit, pull out vellum and acetate as well. I need to finish with the patterned papers, which is easier said than done, of course, because, well, you know, I'm a little bit traumatized, so it's sort of throwing me off a little bit. Does that ever happen to you? Like you're just so distraught by the whole thing? Well, so now I am going to open back up, and okay, the other red and black buffalo plaid is definitely growing on me. It's a-okay, and with the text on the inside or the back side of the pattern paper, it looks good. I chose the white Foxy Fix this month because I have gray and white, a couple of blues, and yellow. And so none of the rest of those felt particularly Christmassy to me, although I could have probably used the gray. But the white really felt clean and fresh, and so I was very excited to incorporate all of these red and black elements inside this one. Now you can see I've pulled out the acetate that I just mentioned, and I'm using a few that I have already used in the past, and then I'll also pull out some new ones that you haven't seen, or at least new ones for me, and then I will trim those up as well. Now you did see that I already had the Grumpy Bear vellum, so I will need one last sheet of vellum to wrap my inserts with, but I will still need all of my acetate, except for on the first one also because of the dashboard. Now these are two old Hambly prints. That is the Christmas one and the snowflake, and then this is a piece of, these are the pieces of vellum that I will pull in, including that brand new plus sign one. It's not brand new in terms of being released, it's just brand new to my stash. I picked that one up recently, and I really, really love the plus signs. I think that they're really cool and modern and graphic, and I love adding those with more traditional elements just to spice things up a little bit. So I'm keeping with the overall color palette of the black and white, and then adding gold as well. I feel like that gives it that nice festive vibe, and then a little bit of red with that Hambly Studios, the script and Christmas vellum. Now I've trimmed up this cross vellum. Like I said, I really like it a lot, so I'm going to use it twice, I believe, just because it's so, so cute. Look at those snowflakes. Aren't they adorable? If you're able to find any Hambly Studios Transparencies, jump on them. They are super, super, super thick. They're gorgeous, and they've been out of business for many years now. So if you can actually find them, it will be very unusual, so you should definitely snatch those right up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create little piles of where I should put these patterns. So I want to make sure that the patterned paper, the vellum, and the transparency all blend together really well. So maybe I will have something graphic, something with an image, something natural. I just want to make sure that they all go well together and coordinate, but they're not too matchy-matchy. So for example, I wouldn't use that plaid with that buffalo check vellum because that would be too much of the same type of thing. So instead, I'll pair the really traditional script with the plaid. Those kind of go together, and then add that really modern vellum. It kind of gives a balance to all three, and not only that, but also with the colors. Now that one right there with the buffalo check, the wood grain, and the plus signs is my absolute favorite combination. I absolutely love it, and I think it's so, so pretty. And not to mention that they're just really well balanced with the three different types of patterns there. So you have the geometric, you have the natural, and then the buffalo plaid is just sort of traditional, and I just love that all together. So now I'm just going to take all of these pieces and slide them together on each insert. So you have that city sidewalk with the snowflakes. That is so stinking cute. And then the gold foil vellum. And then we're going to take the plaid and place the herringbone vellum on top of that. And the gold foil on that one is so pretty. And then this black text on the acetate. And so they all just pair together so, so nicely, and it just really feels like they coordinate and they blend together exactly as they should. Now this time putting the vellum down first and then the patterned paper, And then on top of that, I will put the gold dot acetate. Now we just have the one last little insert to cover the plaid, the checks, sorry, not the checks, the pluses, and then also that acetate as well. Now that I have all of that stuff in there, I'm just going to share with you some of the die cuts that I'm going to pull from. They're super, super cute. I just absolutely love all of these Christmassy little items. And then I will also pull a few other things from my stash, doilies and tags and whatnot, but these are going to be the main decor for each little insert. Now these are the die cuts that came with that Grumpy Bear kit from the 1407 that, like I said, have been sold out for ages, unfortunately, but they're so cute and I really like them a lot. I stuck one on the inside pocket, and then I'm going to go ahead and see how I can put some of these other things together. So I have one little doily for my stash, and then I'm going to take out one of these fancy pants tags, and it's black. It's got the little white hand-drawn trees on there, and then I want to make sure that I add a little bit of the baker's twine that comes with it as well. It's a really cute little finishing touch and doesn't make your tag look so naked without it. And then I will also go ahead and just add these three together in a layered fashion along with a paper clip. And I always just use paper clips to hold these together, not all of the time, but the very large majority of the time, just so that I can use these items again in the future. Since I only keep these traveler's notebooks together for a few weeks, I like to be able to still use some of these elements, especially the ones that I absolutely love. Now you can see I have that little Instax photo of my son, oh my gosh, so many years ago, so cute with the little Santa hat, and I wanted to use that as decor as well in here. I think it would be really fun to flip open and see. So now I'll just layer that together with some other elements. Now first I was kind of thinking that I would maybe put it on that little craft envelope, which I thought would be a nice thing to hold tags or different things like that, but I decided those weren't going to work together. So what I've decided to do instead is just layer a simple shipping tag behind the photo and the gold glitter snowflake die cut, and then I'm just using one of these teeny tiny little paper clips from Felicity Jane to hold them all together. And like I said, this is on purpose so that in the future I can reuse some of these elements. Like that photo, for example, I want to keep that for posterity. I don't want it to get to just thrown in a pile of discarded traveler's notebook items, which honestly they don't really get discarded. I will still use them again in the future, but I want to be able to use this photo over and over again because it brings me such joy. I will admit getting some of these things stuck together with only paper clips can be a little bit tricky because I don't have the adhesive that allows it to all stay together when I attach it to the page. But it's okay, the extra work is worth it so that I can use them again. And you've seen some of these elements together, so you know that I do, or you have seen some of these elements before, so you know that I do use them again. Now I'm just going to tuck this all is bright right there with a tiny bit of adhesive, and then I'm going to attach the little envelope with it's like a bobby pin that has a little glittery silver word on it to the transparency. And again, like I said, I'll put little tags in there, either gift tags or like tags that come off of items, those types of things inside that little pocket. I could also put just little photos or whatever in there as well, although I intend to put tags in there. Now I don't always decorate every single insert. Sometimes I will skip one just because it gets a little bit tedious and I don't need decoration on each and every one. I'm doing most of these, however, because I want to make sure that it seems really festive and super, ready for the holiday. Now this tag is adorable and I absolutely love it paired with that craft printed doily and then this gold glitter snowflake. I think the dimension that layering those two together is really, really cute. Now again, I want to use another little photo of my family, but I love the bear with the bow, so what's a girl to do? I'm going to layer those together with the shipping tag and then put the photo right on top just because it's super cute. I wanted to have the photo of my family, and this way I can combine all of the things, and that large shipping tag will give it a little bit of stability as well and make it not come apart or not feel as flimsy either. So now I'm finished adding my decorations. I mean, I gotta slide that little grumpy bear in the back pocket because he's just too stinking cute. But now I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the paper clips to the inserts where I need them. I love this buffalo plaid little paper clip. It's super cute, an old white bow that I've had in my stash for what feels like forever. And then I also have a grumpy bear clip, but he needs to go in the front because he's just adorable and he needs to be front and center. So I will add the buffalo check towards the back. Now I do like to provide a little balance. I like to have different colors and patterns and shapes in my paper clips just to make sure that they look cute from the top too. Now I'm going to add the little spine charm also. I have a little bit of difficulty with this because it's kind of turned around a little bit, but it looks super cute dangling from there. And it's not even something that I normally add to my spines just because I focus on the front and I feel like if I do both it's overkill. But it's Christmas, how could it be overkill? So now I'm going to go ahead and flip through the Traveler's Notebook just so you can see what it looks like all completed. And that's it. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching this video of how I set up my Traveler's Notebook. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I will do my very best to answer them. Thanks so much, guys, and make it a great day.